This is Live Bet Saturday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
All right, it is Live Bet Saturday right here on VSiN. He's Geoff Schwartz. I'm Marc Malusis. We've got you for another 3 hours right here on this Saturday. And Geoff, I apologize. I apologize for leading you down the road of the Los Angeles Clippers as the Denver Nuggets right now are up 16, late third quarter, under 2 minutes to go.
Yeah.
The Clippers, I mean, we have watched here during the course of the break, the last 5-6 minutes, the Clippers can't make a shot. Jokic, Brown, they're all hitting everything that they take. They're up 16, timeout LA, under 2 minutes to go in the third. It's 76-60, Denver.
Yeah. Look, I mean, the Clippers just aren't getting enough from Harden tonight. 6 points. Like, just you need to only take in 6 shots. Like, you just need more from him, right? I mean, Kawhi's 15 shots. Kawhi hasn't shot terribly well, but it's got 15 shots. Like, I think you need more from Harden. And so we'll see. Look, this is minute 56 left in the first half. If we want this to hit, you got to chip a little bit away at this, and then obviously, use the Jokic time when he's out to make a little bit of a run and start the fourth quarter. And look, you get this game within 5-6 points with 6 minutes left, you feel good about it. So there's certainly a path forward. I mean, it's NBA, man. If you hit 3 threes in a row quickly, you're back in this thing. And anyone can do that any time in this league. That's why these games can move violently. But I think the issue is twofold, right? Is that Denver won't miss, and the Clippers can't make enough shots.
No, they can. And Jokic has been unbelievable. 26 points. He's got 14 rebounds and 6 assists. And we haven't even hit the fourth quarter as of yet. And Denver is leading 76-60 over the Los Angeles Clippers in the NBA. In the National Hockey League right now, end of the first period, the Ottawa Senators leading the Toronto Maple Leafs 2-1. Toronto leading that series 3-0, going for the sweep today in Ottawa, or tonight in Ottawa. The Senators getting off to the rip-roaring start, jumping out and scoring a shorty as well, 2-0 before the late goal by the Toronto Maple Leafs toward the tail end of the first period. And if you look at the current odds right now after the first period, Toronto's plus 196 on the money line. Ottawa is minus 250. The total in the game in terms of is 7.5. Yeah. You could be looking at a high-scoring game in this one. I would dabble a little bit. No, I led everyone wrong with the Los Angeles Clippers, but I would dabble a little bit with the Toronto Maple Leafs. I kind of I don't know. I'll take the better team to be able to rebound. I think they responded to Ottawa's early emotional, and Ottawa doesn't want to get embarrassed, doesn't want to get swept. They're not winning the series. Toronto's a better hockey team, so they're looking to try and extend it, at least force it back to Toronto for a game 5. I'll take the Toronto Maple Leafs, the better hockey team. Only a goal down at the end of the period, and you're getting right now plus 196.
Yeah, that goal to end the first period, I think, really shifts things in your mind, right? They're down 2-0 entering the intermission. I think you feel differently, right, Mark? But that's a big goal that, again, to your point, Ottawa's down 0-3. They've come out strong. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, we're actually, it's 2-1 now. Like, it's a little demoralizing. Now, they're pros, of course. They'll work their way through it. But it is a tad demoralizing to have that situation pop up on you. So I'm with you here. And look, and the Leafs have been just better in this series. They've won 2 overtime games, so maybe they're not that much better. But the Senators have not been able to score a lot in this series. They got the 2 goals early. Maybe that holds true the rest of the game. We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. We spent a little bit of time to kick off the program talking about the NFL draft. And if you're keeping track at home, obviously, Shedeur Sanders ended up getting drafted by the Cleveland Browns after not being drafted round 1, round 2, round 3. The first 2 days of the NFL draft did get drafted in the 5th round today, I believe, by the Cleveland Browns. And he joins a very, very full quarterback room out there in Cleveland for their head coach, Kevin Stefanski. Spent a little bit of time earlier talking about that, but let's spend some time here talking about futures in the NFL, Geoff, because I love them. I really do. And we're going to get schedule release day in the National Football League May 14th. But the early odds for Offensive Rookie of the Year, let's start there, and then we'll get to Defensive Rookie of the Year. Ashton Genty is plus 200, 2-1. Cam Ward is plus 2.25. Travis Hunter is plus 750. Tyler Shuck is 12-1. Ted McMillan is 14-1. Omarion Hampton is 16-1. Quishon Judkins is 18-1. Tavion Henderson is 20-1. Colston Loveland, the tight end out of Michigan, 22-1. And Matthew Golden is 25-1. Anything there for offensive rookie of the year that you absolutely love?
I mean, the two guys I think that you have to put in there right now, Genty, obviously, he's going to put up a ton of numbers and have a lot of hype, right? I mean, it's the Raiders. They don't have a great wide receiver core right now, so they're going to have to run the ball a lot. It's Chip Kelly, the OC, who is a run-first offensive coordinator. At times, Pete Carroll, defensive coordinator. Like, it just feels like Genty is probably the play now. However, I'll just say this. You can probably wait on a better number, right? I mean, he starts week 1, week 2, week 3 a little bit slow. You're probably getting a better number, right, Mark? I mean, if you think it's going to happen.
So.
And throughout the year, these numbers fluctuate. So maybe you wait. If you're looking for a long shot now, it would probably be Judkins or Henderson, I would think. Or maybe Loveland. The other one that's not even listed here, like Tyler Warren in Indianapolis, the problem is the quarterback situation is so bad there that he's not going to put up the numbers. We saw, obviously, what Brock Bowers did last year. He was not the offensive rookie there because Jane Daniels is so good. I mean, that happened in a freak year for him, and then normally he would have been. So that's sort of I know I bounced around a lot. I would not take any of these wide receivers. Travis Hunter to me is, I don't think so. No quarterbacks this year, in my opinion. So it would kind of be maybe Genty, Judkins, Henderson, maybe look at Loveland or at Warren.
Yeah, outside, listen, Genty's going to get the opportunity as long as he stays healthy, right? He's going to get the carries. He's going to get the reps out in Vegas with the Raiders. So you understand what the number is. And I agree with you, Geoff. I think there's the potential to go out there and get the better of the number, right? The question you have when you look at Cam Ward at +2.25 is how big is the learning curve, right? When you look down in Tennessee with the Titans, because he's obviously going to get the opportunity. When I look for a long shot, like I look for, and I think I love what you said about Judkins being the long shot that is the kind of one of the guys that you're looking at 18-1. Stefanski's a hell of an offensive mind. He's a good head coach, right? He understands what he's doing, right? Has been able to make a lot out of a little, especially when you look at the quarterback situation. The offensive line, when healthy, it's not the best O-line in the NFL. Detroit has that, but it's a really good offensive line. You know they want to run it, right? Judkins is the more physical runner. Henderson is the more speedy guy, the breakaway guy coming out of Ohio State. I look at Judkins. I think he's going to get an amazing amount of opportunities in Cleveland with the Browns. He's a between the tackles runner. He finishes off drives well. I think he's going to be a guy that's going to be their short yardage back inside the goal, inside the 5-yard line as well. To me, at 18-1, if you're looking for a guy that's got a little bit of value, I look at the former Ohio State running back, the current Cleveland Brown running back, Quishon Judkins at 18-1 is my long shot for offensive rookie of the year.
I think that's a good way to think about it. The Browns, by the way, talk about their weird draft they had quickly. So the Browns draft, I'm going to make sure I have this right, because they got the 2 running backs, right, and then 2 quarterbacks. I think I have that right.
Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders.
We know that, but they also drafted Quinton Jones and Dylan Sampson from Tennessee. Their draft is odd. They went Mason Graham, which is fine, I guess. Schlesinger from UCLA linebacker, and then they went running back, tight end, quarterback, running back, quarterback. Okay. Sure, Mark. Their quarterback room right now, top of my head, Deshaun Watson is not going to play for them anymore. Kenny Pickett, right? Deshaun Watson. I said Deshaun Watson. Joe Flacco, right? And then Shedeur and Dylan Gabriel. Who's going to get the reps at practice? Who are you going to play? Look, Dylan Gabriel, I'm an Oregon guy. I love Gabriel, but he's a backup in the NFL. So, and then you drafted Shedeur to be your starter, your backup. You drafted Gabriel to be your backup. Like, what are they doing?
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. I really don't. And I gotta be honest with you, Geoff, I don't think Kenny Pickett's particularly good.
He's terrible.
He's not I don't think he's a starting NFL quarterback. And And so he's in Cleveland now with the Browns. So you look at Joe Flacco. Listen, Joe Flacco, he could be 65 years old on a beach, in Hawaii, wherever he might be, and he could throw the ball 75 yards. Like, he's got an arm from God, right? But do I look at Joe Flacco as a guy that I can, find that synergy once again like I did a couple years ago? I don't. So that's why I think, as we discussed earlier in the show, about Shedeur Sanders potentially getting an opportunity here, I wonder what his number would be. I mean, it's got to be a supreme long shot, but Shedeur Sanders could end up potentially, if he learns from this entire draft process, right, and gets to work and does all that kind of stuff, Shedeur Sanders could potentially be the starting quarterback in Cleveland at some point in 2025.
He can. And I thought all along Cleveland was a great fit for him scheme-wise. Like, we saw what Stefanski has done over the years with quarterbacks. Like, it was a good place to put him in. The question is, again, is he getting the full opportunity to be good because there's just not enough reps to go around?
Well, that's the $1 million question, right? How do you develop? Like, when you look at that quarterback room right now, take Watson out of the equation, right? He re-ruptured his Achilles tendon. You're looking at, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, and Shedeur Sanders. Like, who are you going to put your energy behind in order to try and develop? Because in the end, if you're the Cleveland Browns in a very difficult division with the Steelers, the Ravens, and the Cincinnati Bengals, you want to win football games, right? So, this is what it comes down to in 2025. You want to try and win some games. So what exactly is it going to look like for the Browns at that quarterback position? It's going to be fascinating to find as we get into this offseason. Anyway, he's Geoff Schwartz. I'm Marc Malusis. It's Live Bet Saturday right here on VSiN, the Gambling Network.
This is Live Bet Saturday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Marc Malusis, Geoff Schwartz with you. It is Live Bet Saturday right here on VSiN as the Denver Nuggets leading the Los Angeles Clippers 87-71, 9:15 to go in the fourth quarter. You've got a big game 3 in the NBA later on tonight, which gets going right around in about 20 minutes or so out in Golden State as the Rockets and Golden State Warriors go to battle. The Warriors are a slight 2-point favorite in that one. I like Houston in the game. Geoff likes Golden State in the opening quarter. No Jimmy Butler tonight for the Golden State Warriors. And at the end of the first period, the Ottawa Senators leading the Toronto Maple Leafs 2-1. Yep. Ottawa trailing that series 3-0, Geoff. But this one, unless there's some miraculous comeback by the Los Angeles Clippers, this one seems to be over here in the fourth quarter as the Clippers are down 16 in the fourth.
Yeah. Well, so they're at the line now for 3-point play to make it a 15-point game. Jokic did not take his fourth quarter break. So he always looks like he's super tired. So I'm not sure this is a great, but if he just gets tired at the end here, that's going to change the game, right? I mean, it's like, again, you have Harden and you have Kawhi. You would like for them to and Kawhi is 18 now. He's starting to play better in the fourth quarter. There's a path to our wager still hitting. Probably not a great path, but there is a path. And so I'm going to root for it. I thought about taking the Clippers live. I don't love it, but I don't think they're going to lose. It's right now it's 11.5. Are they going to lose by 11? I guess they can. I mean, certainly anything's possible, but it does feel like this is going to end up being a much closer game by the time we get to the end of it. Maybe I'll be able to play something later. I'm kind of curious.
The NFL draft's finally come to an end. We were talking about the Offensive Rookie of the Year futures, and our producer Brian mentioned during the course of the break that Shedeur Sanders right now is 19-1 to be the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Now, I would never play it at 19-1. I'd need juicier odds than that. But I'll ask you this, Geoff, unless he doesn't get the opportunity to compete, what would prevent, Shedeur Sanders, conceivably, can he beat out Kenny Pickett? Yes. Can he beat out Joe Flacco? Conceivably, yes, right? Can he beat out Dylan Gabriel? If you're looking at if there's no edge whatsoever and it's a true quarterback competition, and he goes about his business, and can he win that starting quarterback job in Cleveland? I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility to think that he can.
He absolutely can win the job. But the question becomes, I say this a lot, 'cause I just want to make it clear, like, the Browns have to basically want him to win the job. They have to give him the reps to do so. Again, you have, let's just say it's a 3-quarterback battle. It's Joe Flacco, who you know what you have in Joe Flacco, right? It's Shedeur, it's Dylan Gabriel. Like, who gets the reps, right? So who gets the reps to prove that you're the you're the star? Like, that matters in this discussion, right? We have to figure out like who gets them. How do you split them up in preseason? How do you split them up in the regular season? Or not regular season, in training camp? That to me is the biggest question. It's like, who do they want? Who do they want to have the job? When the first OTA, when they go out there, and it's Flacco, Gabriel, Sanders, that'll tell you. Or it's Flacco, Sanders, Gabriel. Like, they'll tell you early on who they want to have that job. Now, by the draft, you would think it would be Flacco, Gabriel, Sanders. But look, I think we all agree on this. Sanders is better than where he was drafted. Agree. We all agree on that. So, like, it's a huge steal for them. But I'm telling you, like, they waited this long to get him. I don't think they view him as a starter yet. But he can certainly win the job. But again, Rookie of the Year seems not viable in my opinion.
Okay, that's fair. 19-1, I agree with that. I wouldn't play it at 19-1, but I'm curious to see exactly how it plays out in Cleveland. How about defensive rookie of the year? When you look at it, run through some of the numbers right now. Abdul Carter's 5-2, plus 250. Travis Hunter, plus 750. Mikael Williams, 49ers, plus 850. Jalen Walker, plus 850. Jahad Campbell, the linebacker drafted by the Eagles late first round out of Alabama, 12-1. Mason Graham, 14-1. Shamar Stewart, 16-1. Malachi Stark, 16-1. James Pierce Jr. for the Atlanta Falcons, 16-1. And Walter Nolan, 18-1. Outside of the obvious, when you look at Abdul Carter, anything there that you love, Geoff?
Just find the defensive end who has the most sacks. I mean, Shamar Stewart is talented, but we're not quite sure yet. Mikael Williams, Jalen Walker, just take the guy with the most sacks. I mean, it's not a hard market, but of course, figuring out who the winner is the hard part. Like, we know how they vote on this. Travis Hunter has to do incredible things to win this award. Mason Graham, unlikely as a defensive tackle to win this award. I mean, how are voters going to vote on Malachi Starks to win the award? Are they going to just go their PFF subscriptions and like see the grades? I mean, like, he's going to have 7 interceptions. Like, I just don't know how they're, that's why corners, and it's hard to win this award in the secondary. What numbers do you have? You have sack numbers. You have pressure numbers, easily digestible. So I think that to me is why you go just choose the guy you think will have the most sacks this year. I would say Abdul Carter again. I'm not putting. I can wait for a better number probably. If I miss it, I miss it. Jalen Walker, I think, has a lot of potential here. The Falcons will need him to do well, right? Like, they're going to make sure he does well, which is important here. So I would lean towards probably Walker at 8.5-1.
Yeah, I like that. Listen, I think I'd wait for a better number on Abdul Carter. It's hard not to see him being really productive with Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns along that defensive front. Don't love Shane Bowen as a defensive coordinator, but I think there's just too much talent up front to think that Abdul Carter is not going to be able to take advantage of that. And from what we've saw at Penn State now, he's got the shoulder issue, had the stress reaction in one of his feet. Obviously not a red flag, a medical red flag enough to be all that concerned about. But Abdul Carter to me would be the intriguing one. If he was healthy, Jahad Campbell, I think, is interesting at 12-1. Because it's the Eagles, because to hear what Howie Roseman had to say after they took him. However, he's not 100% healthy, right? The shoulder is an issue when you look at him, but a true sideline to sideline linebacker, was an edge rusher at first when he went to Alabama for the Crimson Tide. Then he converted. He can beat you in a lot of different ways. He can play in space. Mention it as far as the speed goes. I think he's an interesting guy at 12-1, but my dad used to tell me, not me specifically, but like, keep it simple, stupid, right? So sometimes the most obvious is the right answer, right? So you go with Abdul Carter. I know he's plus 250, but I agree with you. I think it ends up being the guy that ends up with the most sacks. They've also obviously got to stay healthy, but take advantage of the situation. There's no doubt the Giants have a lot of talent in their front seven, and their defense should take a massive step forward in 2025 with what they did in the NFL draft and what they did in NFL free agency.
What do you make of the Lawrence Taylor thing with Abdul Carter, who obviously wanted 56? I don't know if he was serious about it or just threw it out there. And Lawrence Taylor basically said, like, no, you're not getting it. Which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, which I thought was, no. I mean, that's the right answer, whether you're joking around or not. And I think, Abdul Carter was on with Micah Parsons on his podcast and said, you know what a number I want, because they were talking about number 11. And he said, I want 56. Like, Lawrence Taylor is the greatest defensive player the NFL has ever seen, right? I mean, there's just undeniably. And Geoff, you play for the Giants. You know where LT is in terms of the pantheon. And, he's the cream of the crop. I mean, that's Lawrence Taylor. So I love LT's response. Basically, pick your own number and put it up in the rafters. You're not getting mine. That's it.
It just feels like it's so much to live up to if you're going to want to be LT. Like, people still consider him the greatest defensive player ever. I think there's arguments, from some modern players to have that title as well. But that's so much pressure. And I like that he wants to be that player, but wanting to be that player is different than being that player, right? And so I like what LT said, like, choose your own number and make that your number. Make that number up in the Giants' Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically, I'm with you. I mean, that's basically where I'm at in terms of him asking for that number. Right now in the fourth quarter, it is Denver leading the Los Angeles Clippers 89-74. Denver right now minus 12.5. The Clippers are plus 12.5 in the game. The total in the game is sitting at 192.5. I think the total was north of 202 at halftime, so not a high-scoring second half. And we mentioned it before. They were really struggling to find points. Want to know where the money is really going? Unlike other sources, our betting splits come straight from Circa and DraftKings Sportsbooks, giving you the insight and the info where the sharp action is landing. Circa is known for taking big bets from professional bettors, while DraftKings provides a broader market perspective. That means you're getting the real action, not just public money, but the kind of wagers that move lines. See the percentage of bets versus percentage of handle on every game across every major sport, helping you make smarter, more informed bets. Get VSiN's summer special right now for only $59 until August 1st at VSiN.com/subscribe. He's Geoff Schwartz. I'm Marc Malusis. You're listening and you're watching us right here on VSiN. Live Bet Saturday, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Live Bet Saturday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Things have gotten interesting in Denver. 93-85, Nuggets leading the Clippers with a 3:53 to go in the fourth quarter, Geoff. So things have tightened up a little bit. It's now 96-85. The Denver Nuggets just hit a 3. So they made it interesting for a little bit. Now it's back to a 9-point game, 96-87.
Yeah, I feel like it's getting closer and closer. Like, I think the Clippers are going to keep this one close is my guess. But I don't feel great about it. They're down 9 now. And look, they just have to make some shots, man. Denver has slowed down scoring. It's basically been essentially Jokic. And if they can't Jokic, it's hard to find someone else who can score. So this one's getting pretty close.
It is 96-89, 3:02 to go. When you look at live bet right now, Denver minus 6.5 is minus 112. The Clippers are plus 6.5, minus 118. The Clippers, if you think they're going to come all the way back, they're right now plus 800 on the money line. Later on tonight, get going in about 10 minutes. The Rockets on the road in Golden State, taking on the Warriors. Golden State is a 2-point favorite. They're minus 134 on the money line. Houston is plus 114. The total in the game is sitting at 205, Geoff. Yeah.
I just think we're not going to see a lot of points from Houston tonight. They struggle at times to score offensively. They're on the road, right? As we know, that's difficult with a young team that hasn't done this before. I would target their team total, honestly. And then we talked about, I think the Warriors have to start fast tonight with Jimmy Butler. By the way, it is now a 4-point game, 96-92. with 2.5 minutes left here, Mark. We might be on the air for an all-time Nuggets meltdown.
This might be an all-time great family victory right here. I basically wrote us off about 10 minutes ago. That's it.
So did I.
We got an opportunity here, Geoff.
Yeah. I'm going to try to find you that team total for the Nuggets. But I have taken the first quarter for the Warriors here. And then what do we come up with? I am bad with names. I'll be quite honest. I'm not great at pronouncing names. What do we come up with for my dude?
Brandon Podzinski.
Okay, so I like doing the what's it called? The zigzag for the player props, right? I think it works in the NBA playoffs. He had 0 points last game because he was sick. He had food poisoning. I don't think he's going to have 0 points again. He has to score. He's going to play. He's averaging 17 points his last 10 games. And he's going to play and have to shoot a lot because Jimmy Butler's not there. So it's 13.5. I took over 13.5. He's back home where role players tend to play better at home, as we know. And he'll have the opportunity tonight because we won't have Jimmy Butler in the lineup.
No Jimmy Butler in the lineup. And without Jimmy Butler, I'm going to dabble on the Rockets tonight plus the 2. And they're plus 114. I know the young team, inexperienced, going up against the old vets and the old guard. And even without Butler, you still got Curry and you got Draymond Green. You got obviously Steve Kerr, the coach. The Rockets were the 2 seed coming out of the Western Conference. And you look at this Golden State team, and I think the Butler injury and him not being available, I think it's going to obviously supremely help the Houston Rockets. The fear is not being able to deal with that kind of moment on the road in Golden State, given their inexperience. I like your bet when you mentioned it earlier on in the program, taking Golden State early in the game, first quarter, get off to that rip-roaring start. We saw it a little bit, Ottawa feeding off the emotion at home, down 3-0. They scored the first 2 goals against Toronto and led that one 2-1 in the opening period. Similar case, different sport in nature, that Golden State gets off to a really good start. If they can withstand that emotion early, I like the Rockets in the game at plus money.
Yeah. The Nuggets just missed. So Clippers have the ball, 2 minutes left, down 4. They're a 27-11 run, by the way, the last 8 minutes of this game. So Harden just crossed over Murray. I think that's Powell for 3. He made it. So 1 point game, Mark.
It's a 1 point game.
Yeah.
1 point game. Let's go, Geoff. Let's go.
Game. I thought this was like dead, and I thought this was like dead.
Oh my God! Look at this, Clippers. So, they're not. Look at the fans.
They fouled Jokic. Jokic got fouled. Wow. I believe.
They are going crazy in Los Angeles right now.
I think we also missed a goal by the Leafs, so it's 2-2 now. By the way. They had I believe it was a power play goal. So 2-2 for the Leafs. Was it on the power play? No, power play was over. So never mind. Just a goal, a slap shot, wrist shot.
So we're all tied up at 2.
All tied
at 2.
So
they were plus 196 down 2-1 at the end of the first period.
Turnover Nuggets.
96-95.
Yeah. Marner got the assist.
On the line.
I don't think it was. I don't think
it was. Can they review that?
Oh no, he was not out of bounds. I don't think.
Look at that.
I don't think he was out of bounds.
I'm sorry. I apologize. We were watching the game.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Oh wait. They didn't review it. I don't think he was out of bounds. So
I don't know if has the ball. 96-95. Under 2 minutes to go. They're going crazy in Los Angeles. 1:37 to go. Clippers with the basketball.
This is why they built this arena, by the way. Like, I am from Los Angeles. I remember the sports arena way back in the day, but also just sharing Staples Center. They were the 3rd team at Staples Center. It was the Lakers, the Kings, and the Clippers. And they got 3rd billing. There were times when they had like issues with scheduling stuff because they were going to have the 3rd billing of the arena. Like and this is why Ballmer built this place, was for this moment. So I'm not a Clippers fan. I don't really care about the Clippers. I'm a Lakers fan. There's no rivalry there, really. But happy for their fans. Like, this is why this place was built, to have these type of games and these comebacks happen in their place.
Right now, 6:08 to go in the second period. Maple Leafs and Senators tied up at 2. Geoff gave you the details as far as the goal for Toronto. We talked about at the end of the opening period, Toronto was plus 196. They're now minus 108 to win the game. Ottawa still favored at home to win the game, even though we're tied up at 2 at minus 120. So we gave it out at the end of the opening period. Take Toronto. I think they opened up at the end of the first intermission at plus 200, and then they closed right around plus 196 to win the game. And Toronto and Ottawa right now are tied up at 2. Toronto's been the better team. I know they've had a little bit of puck luck when it comes to overtime in this series. They lead this series 3-0. They withstood the emotion of Ottawa early on in that game, and now we're all tied up at 2. Later on this evening, the Dallas Stars in Colorado taking on the Avalanche. Stars lead that series 2-1. Colorado minus 192 on the puck on the money line. The Dallas Stars are plus 158. The total in the game, if you're looking at goals, is over or under 6.5. It's plus 110 over, minus 135 to minus 134 to go under. But this end of this Denver Clippers game is ridiculous.
We're up 1.
What happened?
We're up 1.
We're up 1.
97-96.
Look at that, 97-96.
Kawhi missed a 3, and then someone jumped in and just took the rebound away from whoever was trying to rebound it. If you're not in a foul, I guess they're not in the bonus. The way that these players can draw fouls, it's like insane. Like, they just sort of they swing their arms through someone's hands on the check, right? They're checking them or their hands are out and just foul. So Jokic they're in the bonus now, so he gets to shoot. I believe foul shots. I mean, that's not really a foul. I guess it makes up for the not out of bounds. They had probably 2 possessions ago, but
a little
Jokic
bit of a makeup call.
Misses the first one. So, wow, we got it. We're live, buddy. I didn't think we had a chance.
I didn't think we had a chance. I wrote us off about a half hour ago when the Clippers were at home, when they were down by like 15, 18 points. I think at one point in time they were like down 22 and they were able to rally. I mean, it is an unbelievable rally and a collapse. And you know what? Jokic looks gassed. He's got 33 points, 21 boards, 8 assists on the game. He's not come out in the fourth quarter here. Denver obviously trying to knock this series up at 2 games apiece. Clippers at home trying to take a 3-1 series lead.
If this goes into overtime, I am going to hammer the Clippers. I think the Nuggets look exhausted. And Jokic has
tied up at 97, 45 seconds to go.
I'm a little ahead of you now, so it's still tied. But we're gonna our audience have to come back and hear the results of this. They look gassed. Kawhi's missed 2 threes in a row now for LA too, which is obviously why you bring him. Jokic does a crazy. Oh my God, Jokic. 1 point lead. 2 point lead here for the Nuggets.
2 points for Denver. We'll see. Maybe we get a little.
Here's
what we got on the line. Denver. All the Clippers need to do now, hit a 3 to end it at the end of regulation. You know what? Geoff Schwartz and myself, we're winners as a family play. You're listening to Live Bet Saturday. He's Geoff Schwartz. I'm Marc Malusis. We got riveting NBA playoff action. The Clippers down 2 late against Denver, under 15 seconds to go. How does it play out? We'll give you the details next. It's Live Bet Saturday right here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Live Bet Saturday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
We might have an ending in the Denver-Los Angeles Clippers game, or we might be heading to overtime. They are reviewing it, and Aaron Gordon, listen, describing the play, Jokic, a fadeaway, basically off-balance 3. Gordon catches it, or maybe it's just a pass, dunks the basketball, and the red light goes on. I think that's good, Geoff. I think that's a good basket. I think it's going to end up being a basket, and Denver's going to win this game to even up the series at 2 games apiece.
What's interesting is, like, that was a terrible shot by Jokic. It was a fadeaway, like, off one leg 3-pointer from the wing. And I think Gordon, I mean, I
think it's good. He ran off the court.
It's still touching his hand, though. but it's in the baskets. I don't know what the rule is here. We obviously have it on mute. I don't know what the rule is. I mean, it's when it leaves your hand, right? But what if your hand's in the basket on the ball? The thing about it, I don't know if they can overturn the call on the court, which I think they ruled it no basket on the court because they still have.
They ruled it no basket on the court?
It's still 99-99 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they did rule it no basket on the court.
So, like, what do you do? Oh my God.
It is so ridiculously close. I think it's through the basket. I think we're going to lose this one 101-99. I could be wrong. And listen, if I'm wrong and this game goes to overtime, we'll both be happy campers. But that is an unbelievable ending if it ends on this.
It counts.
I think it counts.
Wow.
It's official. Denver won 101-99.
I still like our bet.
Listen, it was -2.5 at the half. Clippers were down. They were home. Clippers down 50-48 at the half. Denver wins it 101-99 on an ending that, we were on the air. We're talking here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network, on a Saturday. We are on the air. That is going to be a game that highlight is going to be replayed over and over and over again. That is a ridiculous ending to an NBA playoff game, and Denver has evened up the series at 2 games apiece.
I don't even know what to say. I mean, 0.1 seconds left. Speechless. It's in a wild way. I mean, look, we lost a wager. I didn't bet a ton on it. It's okay. It's part of life. But like that, wow. Todd, this series has been fantastic, by the way. Like, fantastic.
It has been a great series. It really has. And we're getting ready. We got another great game coming your way. We're getting going here momentarily out in Golden State as the Rockets and the Warriors go to battle. They're tied up at a game apiece. No Jimmy Butler tonight for Golden State. They're a 2-point favorite. Jeff and I both gave you our thoughts early on the game. I like the Rockets on the money line. +114, +115 is right around the number right now. And Jeff likes, you like Golden State in the opening quarter, correct?
Yes, I do. Yeah. And I got my boy to score as well. He had the first basket of the game. We got 2 points on the board already. Need 13.5.
Very nice. One NHL game to keep you update on right now, a playoff game. Toronto in Ottawa taking on the Senators. Toronto trailed in this one on point in time, 2-0 in the first period. Scored late in the first, scored a goal in the second. We're tied at 2. Toronto at the end of the opening period was +196 on the money line. They're now -111. Ottawa still at home. They're favored to win the game, -115, but they're tied at 2 with under 2 minutes to go in the second period, Jeff.
Yeah, that just went to intermission. I think you're right about Toronto being the play here. I think that Ottawa scored the 2 goals early. They've scored none since then, and we saw in the other 2 games, right, 3-2 wins for the Maple Leafs in overtime. I don't know if this game's going to overtime, but it does feel like they've sort of got the momentum back. I'm still like in awe of that end of the other game. I'm like that was. I've never seen that before. I mean, that was Jokic had to shoot the ball, obviously, but that was not a great shot. And then he ends up crazy, dude.
It is crazy. And when you look at it, it's been it's been a good day when you look at the NBA. Cavaliers won early, 124-87. They lead that series 3-0 over the Miami Heat. The Oklahoma City Thunder eliminated the Memphis Grizzlies 117-115. They cracked out the brooms and swept Memphis away. No Ja Morant earlier this evening for the Grizzlies. And then you get that classic ending between Denver and the Los Angeles Clippers. The Nuggets hold off. The Clippers outscored Denver in that fourth quarter 34-16 after Denver outscored the Clippers in the third quarter 35-17, and you get the Gordon dunk as time expires to win it off the ridiculous off-balance one-legged three-point attempt by Nikola Jokic. I agree with you, Jeff. I still like our bet, taking the Clippers at home, down 2, laying 2.5 in the second half. I think it was still a solid bet. And if that game gets to overtime, the Clippers are winning that game going away.
I had opened up my sportsbook app to make the wager. Like, I was ready to go. is Draymond Green's shot puts a 3-pointer. I don't get it ever when he does that. But I was ready to go. I was gonna Clippers money line was like gonna unload it. It was gonna happen. Probably a unit and a half. I was gonna go right to it. And this didn't happen. So yeah, look, we took an L there. Hopefully we make it back here. You're on Rockets full game. I'm on Warriors first quarter. My boy got 5 points already, by the way, has the 5 points of the Warriors so far. The Warriors look tight, making no shots early on here. Can't do much.
This summer, go all in at Circa Las Vegas with the ultimate getaway package. Just $400 all in. You'll get a 2-night stay at Circa, $100 dining credit, a $100 beverage credit, and your own day bed at Stadium Swim, where the party never stops. All for just $400, resort fees and taxes included. This limited time offer is valid for stays between May 26th and September 4th. Don't miss out. Lock in on your all-in summer package now at circalasvegas.com. He's Geoff Schwartz. I'm Marc Malusis. It is Live Bet Saturday. The NBA game that just got underway out in Golden State. The Warriors trailing Houston 9-7, 8:15 mark of the opening quarter.
Yeah, it's been a low-scoring series, right? We saw the first game was super low-scoring. The Rockets just had trouble scoring second half. The second game was 109-94, and now we have another game where Steph can't make a shot early on. The Rockets having trouble. They're getting swatted and blocked, and this is a wild start so far. Steph just can't make a three early on, but Golden State's staying in it 9-7. I just saw a tweet, by the way, from someone who had a ticket on. Will there be a buzzer beater in the series for Nuggets Clippers plus 3,000? They had a ticket for that, and they have just hit that ticket.
What did they put on that ticket?
$3,000. Yeah.
Wow, that's nice. That's a nice hit.
Yeah,
that is a nice hit. They're having themselves a good Saturday and gonna have a great weekend.
Yeah. It pays $90,000, so that's your winnings for that one. And I've looked at this market before, just to look at. Just same as you. We look at all different wagers, and it has to be like the final shot. It can't be with 0.2 left. If the other team has one possession
as the game expires.
Correct. So like it's a very tough market. Obviously, it's why it is what it is. So yeah, that's the market for that one. Speaking of big markets, I had a Shedeur Sanders to not be drafted in the second round. I got it early Friday morning on a faraway shop. It was plus 10,000, Mark. They limited me to $1. So
$1.
I made $100.
But you nailed it.
I mean,
you were right though.
I think a lot of us, like we do, you just look at things and you sprinkle every now and then, right? Just for a little entertainment on Friday. I was down a unit and a half for the whole draft, which, considering how many wagers I make, which was too many, I'm okay with that outcome. Just too many wagers, man. So this gets me to like a little get back, not a lot, but something. So it's better than nothing. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, no, I absolutely. A win's a win. If they limit you, they limit you. What are you going to do? But you were right on your call, and that's all that matters, right, in the end. And right now, Golden State trailing Houston 9-7, midway point of the opening quarter. I'd tell you this, I'm a little concerned where, Golden State's gotten off to this poor shooting start for the Warriors tonight, right? That Houston has not been able to take advantage of that and lengthen out their lead, where Golden State's able to stay within it, within arm's reach of Houston, even though they're not shooting the basketball well, Geoff. A little concerning for my Rockets money line bet. I got to be honest with you.
I just don't think the Rockets, again, like they just have trouble scoring sometimes, man. It's that simple. It's simple to say that, but I think that's a concern you have when you wager on the Rockets is if this is the moment is too big for them, which I don't know it is, it makes it tougher, obviously, to see a situation where they're going to be able to do enough to get there. Your dog obviously agrees with me.
Yeah, Chip has seen maybe some animals outside. He wants to go chasing them. He's Geoff Schwartz. I'm Marc Malusis. That's Chip, the Malusis family dog. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.